Hello Chattanooga, here's a quick look at today's top stories. First of all, revenue from parking citations downtown is on track to double this year. Stricter parking enforcement has led the Chattanooga Parking Authority to collect $438,000 in parking fine revenue in just the last 6 months. That's more than the entire amount of revenue collected by Chattanooga over the entire year before that. While some people say the stricter parking enforcement frees up space for downtown visitors and shoppers, there are more than a few complaints from people who leave their car for 5 minutes to get a cup of coffee and return to find a ticket on the dash. Parking enforcers now issue more than 200 tickets a day in Chattanooga, or 1 ticket every 2.5 minutes. So where does all this new revenue go? Well, to improvements for parking, such as the new meters that take credit cards, so you can keep on paying for more improvements. Next up, UTC has named Will Wade as the new coach of the men's basketball program. Wade has been an assistant at Virginia Commonwealth for the last 4 seasons, and Wade's not totally unfamiliar with Tennessee. He grew up in Nashville, graduated from Clemson in 2005, and coached at Harvard for 2 years. Also, TVA is cutting staff at its aging coal plants. As the federal utility retires some of its oldest power plants, the agency is also trying to entice older workers at those coal plants to retire as well. TVA has the oldest fleet of coal plants of any major U.S. utility, with many plants dating back to the 1940s. 11 coal plants are being affected by the cuts, but the number of workers affected is still being determined. Next up, state Democratic leader Roy Herron says he's tired of Tennessee politics being the go-to joke on late-night TV. Herron said, quote, "I remember when Tennessee was the leading state for economic development in the South. Now we rank number 1 in the country for references and time on Colbert and late-night television." Herron said late-night hosts like Stephen Colbert have poked fun at multiple Republican-backed bills this year, including a proposed law that would base welfare payments on students' performance at school. Colbert also spent considerable time on Stacey Campfield's Don't Say Gay bill and on a mop sink at the Tennessee Capitol that legislators confused for a Muslim footbath. Herron said, quote, "I'm not making this stuff up. It has never been more important to be a Democrat than it is right now." In other news, animal advocates are praising Governor Bill Haslam's decision to veto a bill that requires images documenting abuse to be turned over to the law within 48 hours. Haslam wrestled with the issue for days as thousands of people and celebrities like Carrie Underwood urged him to veto the bill. But the fight may not be over. Sponsors of the Ag-Gag bill say they plan to try again next year. In crime news, a 38-year-old former gymnastics teacher has been arrested and charged with computer pornography and child exploration. The Whitfield County Sheriff's Office says one of the middle school cheerleaders who attended William Newcomb's training began receiving messages and photos from him months ago. The messages included trying to get the girl to meet him for sex, authorities said. The incident was only brought to the attention of law enforcement after the girl's mother found the messages on her daughter's phone. It is not known if there are more victims. Also, a Blood gang member was shot Monday on Fagan Street. 26-year-old Darrell Armstrong was taken to a hospital where he remains in serious condition. Police say a vehicle drove away after the shots were fired. So far this year, Chattanooga police have investigated 46 shootings, resulting in death or injury. And late NFL great Reggie White was honored by more than 700 people at Howard School Monday. The legendary defensive end was recognized by the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Take a look.
I am pleased and honored that Reggie White's family chose Howard School to be the recipient of a piece of Pro Football Hall of Fame history. Today is about you. It's about Reggie's family honoring his hometown and the roots of his great career. Reggie did not get to the Hall of Fame solely because of how well he played the game of football, but also how well he played the game of life.
Students should get inspiration from this, not just to become professional athletes, because most will not be, but it's the character that he embodied, and that is what took him to the pro ranks and to the Hall of Fame.
Turning to weather, today will be mostly sunny with a high near 79 degrees. The low tonight will be around 57. I'm Harrison Keeley. For more on these stories and updates throughout the day, Follow us on Facebook and visit timesfreepress.com.